Okay, welcome back to another episode of the McKinney Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And we called an audible with this episode.
That's right.
We had some last-minute cancellations yesterday, so I want to thank our guest, Jessica Thibodeaux, for joining us today. Mark Thibodeaux and I are connected on Facebook. I put the word out. I was like, hey, we got a last-minute cancellation. Anybody want to come sit for an interview today? And Mark messaged and was like, hey, I've got 2 McKinney businesses. And that we did a little bit of digging there. I was like, well, shoot, yeah, come on. So Jessica Thibodeaux with Fresh Mex and Pack and Paper.
Parcel and Paper.
Parcel and Paper. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, this is precisely why the podcast exists. Connecting with local businesses, local people that are involved in their community, doing important work, you know, growing a family business, serving your neighbors and friends and customers. Man, this is just the meat and potatoes of why this podcast exists right here. I love it. Organic last minute. This literally happened like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And here she is sitting here. It's like, man, this is about as organic as it gets. That's fantastic. Jessica Thibodeaux, tell us your story. How'd you get to this chapter of your life? Where'd you come from originally? Fred's favorite question. Go ahead and ask it.
So when your feet first touched the earth, where was that?
Fountain Valley, California. In
Oh,
Orange County.
California.
Yeah.
The OC.
Yeah.
Man. What was that like? Were you raised there, or you just there for a little bit? Or?
Yeah, actually, we've only been in McKinney since 2018.
Wow.
So we're still new, but we love it here.
8 years ago is new. Yeah, I think new-ish. You're still here.
I don't know if I should technically call myself, say, I'm from here now, or I don't know.
You know what? It's kind of a personal decision. If you think you're from here, then you're from here.
I am from
now.
here. I'm from McKinney.
There you go.
Love it here.
The basic rule for my home is we say, I'm not from here, but we got here as fast as we could.
I've heard that one plenty.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a Texas
awesome.
thing across the board, not just McKinney.
That's right.
But so yeah, I grew up in Orange County, and so did my husband, Mark. I loved it there. We had, having Disneyland as your backyard, and then having the beach as your backyard, and then you can go, it's the only place that you can go snowboarding and then surfing and then camping all in one day if you wanted to. It was fun. But along with everybody else, the cost of living when we were young, trying to start a family was just...
It's insane.
Yeah. And the career paths that we were on in California were actually just not conducive to starting a small family. So we're like, okay, we want to start a family. We need office jobs. We need to, settle down a little bit. And before moving here, Mark made a career change from marketing for this company called Insomniac or Live Nation. He took a job as an escrow officer, and then, he transferred that position here to McKinney, Texas. And when deciding where to move out of California, we traveled to Philadelphia. We went to go visit New York. We went to go visit just all places that as a teenager, you're like, I want to move there, or I want to move there. But
as a grown person.
As a grown-up, when we're there, we're like, no, this is not really it. And one of the places that he could transfer to was Plano. So then we started looking at Texas, and then we found McKinney. And when I visited the square, I fell in love with it. And I said, this is it. This feels like home. Everyone seemed to know each other. The farmer's market was amazing. I just felt like this is it.
It's the biggest small town in Texas.
Yeah, and it was just so quaint. The neighbors were so friendly and nice. And we immediately felt the strong sense of community, which growing up in California, you never really felt. Everyone was always kind of like off on their own. You really didn't feel. I never knew my neighbors, and now I know my neighbors, and I can ask my neighbors to keep an eye on my kid if I have to go to a grocery store. They can come to us and say like, "Hey, can we have a cup of sugar?" Like, of course, yeah. Like, so that's just
that is just
amazing.
the most quaint, amazing thing.
Yeah.
So what were you doing in California at that point?
Well, when I was younger, I was working in film production. in Los
Of
Angeles.
course.
So, he was out marketing and going to a lot of concerts and helping people put together shows and festivals and things like that. And I was out working on film sets, and I worked on the I Call You show on Nickelodeon for some time, and then worked in different couple commercials and here and there. With that job, I just kind of worked with our production company, and work came and went. So it was fun. It was really fun. It was wild.
The film and TV industry is so
it's
transient.
very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to build something.
Exactly.
Because it's so contractor based. It's not really career based.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so competitive, which is good though, because I'm very competitive. I've strived to be the best at everything that I do. And I say that with full confidence, and I'm not afraid of it.
Well, and
There's nothing wrong with that.
now
Yeah.
you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know, a two-time entrepreneur. Yeah, competitive is great. It's so interesting to see the different expressions of the way that God made people. Masculine, feminine, et cetera. The different manifestations of that drive. And just because you're feminine doesn't necessarily mean you're not competitive.
Yeah.
Some of the fiercest people I
Some
know
people
are
get really
feminine.
surprised. Yeah,
Oh.
when they see like, "Why you drive this food truck around?" I'm like, "Yeah, I drive it around, and because I have to get to my next catering gig, and or I just strive to be the best at everything that I can be. Put in as much effort as I can."
And
Awesome.
there's nothing wrong with putting in hard work. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at, I look at everything as, is this an obstacle or an opportunity?
Yeah.
And if I treat it as an obstacle, then I'm already on the negative path. But what can I do with this? Or in my case, trying to build a business, like I need to do something with this, because if I just stare at this and say that's too big to overcome, then my situation doesn't change. And on around lunchtime, I'm going to be hungry. So I'm like, I need to figure out how to get food on the table.
Jessica, I got to ask. Thibodeaux is a Cajun, Louisiana family name. How in the world did Mark end up in Southern California?
So, I mean, his family's from all over the place, right? They're French Cajun. They lived in Louisiana. His grandmother moved over to California, and then that's where his father met his mother. And that's where he was born. He was born in Garden Grove.
Really? So he's born and raised SoCal too?
Exactly, yes.
It's not often you see a Thibodeaux in Southern California.
No, we couldn't have anybody pronounce his name in California.
Thibodeaux?
Yeah,
Thibodeaux?
all the time.
Thibodeaux?
And my maiden name is Diaz. So I went from a simple 4-letter
That's right.
word, always front of the line, to Thibodeaux.
So you guys, you are a Latina and a Cajun get together. So the fights you have at home have got to be epic.
And not just the fights, probably just the conversation level is
every
probably
conversation is just big hands, lots of emotion.
If you've ever hung out with Mark and I, we're like loud, we're very expressive.
Yeah.
We're very we just wear our emotions on our sleeves, and I mean, it's okay. We get by. The kids find it hilarious.
The idea to do a food truck and a catering business, how did that come about? Did you guys do any of that in California,
No.
or was that?
I had no idea.
You
what
guys
we were doing.
relocated to Plano for Mark's job.
Yes. Well, we moved directly to McKinney.
But
he worked in Plano.
He's working in Plano. What did you do at that point?
Well, that's what he had said, right? We said we wanted to start a family, and I stay at home and he works.
So you're a professional mom.
Yeah, so I was a professional mom trying to figure that out, and then I realized that I can't stay still. I need to be always working towards something, as if working towards being a mom and a wife is not enough. I wanted to throw in working towards being a business owner. So I would go to the farmer's market and just always observe and see what's selling, what's not selling, what do people want more of, what do they want less of. And after some time, I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to sell these agua frescas, which are traditional, juices. Mexico, started making those, bottled those up at a commercial kitchen. After Mark would get home from work and dinner's done and everyone's in bed, I would go to the commercial kitchen and stay there for 5 hours and just bottle 100 bottles of juice, just every Friday
So
night.
you're putting in that work.
Yeah. And And it caught on and people loved it. And then they asked me, well, what else can you make? And I said, okay, well, I can make a great shrimp ceviche. And I
say less. I love a
started
good shrimp
doing
ceviche.
that, and I packaged it up and sold it. And then people started asking me if I could cater. And I never even thought about selling food. This was supposed to be a side gig for me. This is supposed to be something to just fill my time, make some extra money, contribute more. And it just snowballed and it snowballed. And before you know it, I'm asking Mark, do you want to quit your job and buy a food truck and do this
At what point were you like, we might be onto something here?
It was the point where I recruited him reluctantly. Just every weekend he was my muscle, right? And when we started transitioning to selling food, and there was grills involved and propane tanks and generators and things I couldn't physically lift, he was right there just doing it all for me. And
good job, Mark.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big muscle, strong man.
Before you know it, he was getting burnt out. And so we made the leap.
Burnt out being, abrazos fuertes for you, or, burnt out with his other job?
Just both, with both. I mean, both were very stressful. And we were lucky enough to do an event in Melissa with Lola's Local Market, which is a local farm stand. And she had a food truck in the back there that looked abandoned. And we were look at it and tell each other, we should ask. And we asked, and she was like, oh, yeah, it's been there for, X amount of years. It has no keys. I don't know if it starts. I don't know what the paperwork is. I don't know. It's just stuff. And luckily for us, my mom in California, they ran a car wholesaling business. So I know my way around DMV titles and this and that. So when she tells me she doesn't have paperwork, I'm not scared. I'm like, I got it. When she tells Mark there's no keys, he's like, I bet I can figure it out. Because he's his dad's a gearhead. He knows his way around an engine and mechanical stuff. And
if it's an old vehicle without electronic ignition, it's real easy to hotwire.
Yeah, exactly. So we took a leap and bought it from her without anything, without even a key, nothing. Oh, wow. And we just...
That's what you call a discount.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you $500 for it.
Exactly. That's kind of how it went down.
Yeah.
And then that's when I told him, you should really quit your job and we should get this going, turn it on, and I bet we can make it work. And we did. He did. He quit his job. We were making it work. And then COVID happened right when we finished building the thing.
Yeah. Go figure. How did you guys do COVID? Is that when the catering started, where you realized we're going to have to do something else to connect with our customers?
Because people hire us for catering after they've had our food. But there was no way for them to even know about us because we just started. Mm-hmm. And we were really in a rock and a hard place because Mark had just resigned. Therefore, there were no unemployment benefits. And we weren't in business for longer than 2 years to prove anything to anybody worthwhile. Mm-hmm. So we were just like, we have to make the food truck work now, because if we don't, we will drown. Right. So what I started doing is I started calling and emailing HOA representatives or Googling people like HOAs. Can I set up at your courtyard? Can I set up anywhere that you can think of? And I've gotten 50 no's, but one person at Trinity Falls said yes. And
it only takes one.
It only takes one. And then from there, we started just growing and growing and growing and going to the farmer's market. And because we started at the farmer's market and people have seen me with my son strapped on my back selling them agua frescas. They have seen us working really hard. And I think they really appreciate seeing us move forward and be successful with their help. So going to the McKinney farmer's market and seeing the same people every week was really, really helpful. And they supported us all the way. And that really, really did help, because the farmer's market is what brought us all the catering gigs and brought us all the connections. And so it was really cool. I love saying that we built our business on our community. I'm forever grateful. And that's why we try to give back as much as we can. But yeah, we definitely started because of the community.
Mark, dadgummit, dude, you walked us into a great conversation.
Oh.
I'm getting chills over here. It's like, this is the essence of entrepreneurship in America.
I mean, it really is.
Like,
and then
guys,
as a woman, and like I had
it.
mentioned before, like a lot of people would meet me and not compute, I guess, that I do all these things. They'll just be like, well, you're just like a mom. I'm like, no, but like, I'm so much more, I promise.
Okay, first off, there's no such thing as just a mom. That's not a thing. For all the moms out there, hold on, I got you. There is no just a mom.
Yeah.
Every mom brings the fire.
Yes.
Every mom.
We know how to multitask.
So if you are, quote, just a mom, you're never just a mom.
That's right.
That's why years ago, I started adjusting the words when I talk to people, because so often it's, do you have a job, or are you a stay-at-home mom? And it's like, wrong way to talk about it.
Yes,
it was like,
absolutely.
the way that I've said it for years now is, do you work outside the home, or are you a professional mom? It's like, because if you are a professional mom, girl, that's a full-time job. Ain't nobody playing around with that.
And it's also the pressure you put on yourself. As a mom, I tell myself I could be doing more. And you always have that little bit of guilt, right? Like,
and every mom feels like that.
And we all feel like that.
My wife, Allison, is a boss babe. She works here 15, 20 hours a week, and we have 2 kids. But it's like, that is the common thread, like moms. And just, I think the feminine standard is you're never speaking well of yourself. Like, you have to be taught and have to be coached and trained and practiced to speak well of yourself, because the insecurity, the doubt, the fear,
exactly,
you're constantly, and I think women deal with this more than men, like this, the pervasive, I'm not doing enough, self-doubt, because I think guys struggle with different things, performance anxiety, and it's not that I'm not doing enough, it's I'm not good enough. Like, guys they approach it differently, and for like default programming.
Oh, well, yeah, but it's because also too, there's an assumption there that us as a woman are not successful because a man helped me get there, and it's just not that either.
No,
so it's
not
just
at all.
like I told myself that I was going to be more confident, and that's why in the beginning I was like, I'm going to be confident, I'm going to do it, and I feel I'm here to tell all the moms that we should be more confident in ourselves in everything we do, and not just call ourselves just a mom.
That's
like,
right.
Professional mom.
Not just a. I always like to say that I realized the true strength and power of a mom the first time I had to take care of my own children at home, because she had something else. And the ability to find that, I can get something done in these 3 minutes, and think forward to, okay, I'm probably going to have another 2 minutes over here. And unless you have taken care of children on your own, men, there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more to mom.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely.
To your point, Jessica, 2 levels of shout out. 1, shout out to the moms, because you make everything happen. Our city is only as strong as our moms are.
Absolutely.
And a second shout out to the moms who went an extra level and said, you know what, I'm going to be a great mom, and I'm going to run a business.
Yeah.
Whether it's solopreneur or doing something with the family, or you're working in an office environment, whatever.
Exactly.
If you're doing the mom thing and you're working outside the home,
we see you, and we think you're doing awesome.
That's right.
Keep going.
Keep your head up, lady.
Yes.
You are a boss babe.
Absolutely.
Own it. Stop talking negatively about yourself.
Exactly.
You are enough. You are doing really, really good things.
Yes. Thank you for saying that.
And our city is better off because of it.
Yeah.
The city's only as strong as the family.
Exactly.
And the family typically is only as strong as the mom.
Yes.
Dad's
100%.
Dad's focus tends to be outside the home first. He is a provider. He's wired to be a provider. I speak from personal experience. I know Fred does too.
Yep.
Like, I spend more effort outside of the home than I do inside, because if I don't make the money doesn't get made.
Yeah.
And it will never be Allison's responsibility to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Unless I die, and I've got a big old life insurance policy. So if I die, she's going to be well taken care of. But yeah, it's interesting the way that the gender roles just fit into each other so perfectly.
Yeah.
It's, God, I believe God designed it that way. And the different expressions of humanity, fit together in complementary ways. Can I ask, how you and Mark got together. I love a little love story now and then. How did that become a thing?
He loves telling our love story because it's really funny. Well, not funny, but it's just, well, we met in art school in college. We both went to the Art Institute of California in Orange County. And he was in my art theory class or color theory class. And this was my second semester there. And it was his, I think, second year. So we were in class together, and I would always feel him staring at me from across the classroom. It was really weird. Like every single time I looked up, he was like looking at me, and I was always thinking, this guy's weird. Okay. And mind you, this is the first time, I'm 19. I just moved out of home. I'm like, okay, on my own. And I have this guy, I'm trying to focus on school. And then I would leave early to go to work. And one day when leaving early, he runs after me in the hallway. He's like, he gives me this whole spiel about how, I don't exactly remember what he said, but it's just something along the lines like, you're beautiful. Here's my number. Give me a call. And I didn't give him a call, but
Smart. You can't make him work for it, right?
Like I said, I was really focused. I was very goal oriented. I was telling myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And
boy, I don't have time for you.
I don't have time for you.
You are not on my calendar.
But then he persisted, right? So we went to the same school. So we saw each other around more often and more often. He would always ask me out. He would ask me out. He asked me out. And then, he really just asked me out so many times that eventually I said yes.
Oh, he wore you down.
He got a shot.
That's right.
So he took his shot. How did it go? How was the first date?
It was great. It was great because we were friends for a really long time. We actually became roommates. I friend zoned him, and then I told him, if you decide to be my roommate, we're definitely not going to have anything because I definitely don't want to do anything with the roommate. And
that gets complicated.
Yeah. Right. So I was just no. And then we kind of stopped talking for a bit because our lives just went separate ways. I was really busy working in Los Angeles, and he was working in marketing and all that good stuff. And then he would still email me periodically, and I would just ignore. And then eventually he asked me out, and I said yes, and we went to the Cheesecake Factory. I remember that.
With 74 pages on their menu.
That's right.
Yes.
And cakes that are a foot tall.
And it was actually his birthday because he said, for my birthday, I just want to take you out for dinner.
Oh man, he threw it out.
And he even bought me a gift.
What?
On his birthday.
Mark.
Isn't that weird?
Mark, what a guy.
No.
Mark.
Yeah.
Lady killer. What's going on here?
I see you, Mark, with that game.
That's right.
And then
Need to take notes.
because we were friends for so long and each other for so long, once we started dating and all kind of just flowed and happened so quickly and so fast.
Well, that's the best kind of relationship.
Yeah. So we've been together. We've been married we just celebrated 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, so
what was it like getting married when you're 6? Because
you're not that old.
I'm 36 years old.
girl,
It's them genetics. Them genetics.
man.
You know what? Someone was shocked about my age yesterday when I was getting a haircut. She was like, oh my God, I thought you were 20 something. And I really thought she was just flattering me okay, we all
real.
work for
your
this
skincare regimen. I need notes because you have the most amazing complexion.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen.
36.
Sunscreen.
I'm only 5 years older than you, and I look like I'm about 15 years older than you. Wow.
No.
Okay, so I have to know, I grew up Filipino. And when I met my now wife, my girlfriend in high school, the first thing my dad was like, he was like, you can't find a Filipina? And I was like, Dad, it's like there are only 2 other Filipino families in town, and we're all friends, and that's not going to work out. So,
I grew up in Orange County, and I couldn't, that's kind of why I kind of stayed away. Maybe because dating outside your culture is sometimes you don't know if they'll understand everything. That's right. Yeah. Right? You don't know.
But how were your parents? Be truthful here. When you first said his name is Mark Thibodeaux, and they were like,
they couldn't pronounce his name for the longest time. Oh my gosh. And then they still can't spell my last name.
So did your parents immigrate or were they born here?
No, yeah, they immigrated.
Okay.
I'm first generation here.
Cool. I didn't know if you were first, second, third, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're bringing a Mexican dialect of Spanish trying to say a word like Thibodeaux. I mean, yeah, that must have been funny to see.
Yeah. when I took Mark over to Mexico to meet my grandma and my aunts and stuff like that, oh yeah, that was just a lot of fun. Just like, no, Grandma, Thibodeaux. Oh my God. Okay.
Ay, Dios mío.
But they saw that he was El Guapo and everything was okay.
And he was a guy that just loved eating tacos. And they're like, yep, fine by me. And that's, I remember that trip we just spent the whole time just eating street tacos. It's great.
There is nothing like a 3 a.m. street taco with some abuela sitting in the back of a trailer just running the grill.
And classic taco. Yeah. Because in Mexico, we don't really season our meat. We season just salt. Yeah. As we cook. Yeah. So I loved all kinds of tacos. Don't get me wrong. There's all kinds of great tacos here in McKinney, DFW in general. But I'm a sucker for a classic onion cilantro sauce taco. And that's it.
Is it what? Is it barbacoa, carnitas, pork?
Carne asada and chicken asada. Our menu is really small, but I designed it that way. One, for efficiency.
That's right.
I want it to be fast.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than going to a food truck and waiting 45 minutes and an hour for something that should be fast.
It's got to be fast.
Yeah. So trust me, I've done a lot of research. And also, Mexican food is simple. We use a lot of simple, clean ingredients. I mean, salsa, just some tomatoes and peppers that you have on hand, you can make great salsa. Yep. So I wanted to reflect that onto the menu as well. I wanted to remind people that Mexican food doesn't have to be all kinds of craziness, fusion, this and that. Like, we can take it back to the original.
'Cause there's a huge difference between Tex-Mex and Mexican.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
And there are two different kind of food trucks. So you guys are more of the authentic Mexican cuisine.
Yeah.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So big East Side business.
Yes.
Parcel and Paper on the East Side on McDonald / Highway 5 / Greenville Avenue /
where are you?
Everything. Yeah. So where's the food truck post up? Where do you guys call home?
The food truck is only available at the McKinney Farmers Market.
Oh, only on Saturday mornings.
Unless you hire us for a catering thing. But we don't do vending anywhere else anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Parcel and Paper is more of the primary business right now?
We're trying to transition over. We love the food truck. We love the community, but it is grueling work.
Okay.
I actually wrestled in high school. And so my knees are really bad. And
why am I not surprised?
The frame that you've got being short and compact like that, I wouldn't want to wrestle you.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's
good. I bet you're a great wrestler.
105 weight class. That's right.
Wow. How old are your kids?
My daughter just turned 11 and my son's 7.
Wow.
So do you do full suplex on your son when he messes like
You know what? I told them I wrestled one time and they didn't think it was cool.
Like, then you put him in a rear naked chokehold.
That's right. It's like, listen, you got 3 options. You can tap, you can nap, or you can snap, right?
So
And so it's too grueling for me. Standing for 4, 5, 6 hours
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Leaning out the window.
Yeah. So we're trying to transition from the food truck because I know we can't do this for another 10, 15 years and go in on another business that can also benefit the community and also, do something that we love.
That kind of business, Parcel and Paper, I mean, you guys are doing stationery.
Yeah, so it's kind of unique because we're not your typical pack and ship place, right? You can't come into our shop and see a row of boxes and bubble wrap. When you come into our shop, you're going to see our really nice gold mailboxes and some really nice locally made stationery. And in the back, we have all the boxes that you need. You just have to come and ask for them. We started this because I found that I have a new passion outside of food, and it's also helping other business people, other entrepreneurs grow. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had so many people come to us like, how do I start a food truck? How can we do this? Or how can we do that? And I'm more than happy. And seeing those people succeed brings me so much joy. So I love the idea of mixing that with, things that people need as a growing community. We need a pack and ship store. We need people ship things all the time.
Yeah.
So, and then also my love for stationery kind of like got thrown in the mix because we have a nice retail area we can add to.
Random question, because Fred and I both know her. Do you know Linda Bonner?
No.
She does handmade cards, like greeting cards and whatnot.
Yes, actually, I met her at one of the chamber meetings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I figured that would be a natural synergy for her cards to be.
Yeah, we work with a lot of great artists too from the Mail House here in McKinney.
Yes.
We have some great products from in there too. And this is also a word out. If you're a maker and you see something that you sell that would be perfect for our store, come in and say, hey, I think this would look great on here. And I would be more than happy to put it up there. The whole premise of the business too is like we wanted to start also helping other entrepreneurs, and that starts with us. So that starts with us putting local art and local greeting cards and local journals and local everything into our store to start promoting people within our community.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that kind of business is universally useful.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a pack and ship place.
Yeah.
And with apologies to the giant corporations, I mean, if you give me a choice, if you guys have pickup contracts with FedEx, UPS, and Postal Service, does anybody use DHL anymore? I don't think they
Not
do.
really.
Not really. No, but it's like if you're a drop-off place for all three of those companies, which I'm sure you are, it's like, my gosh, that's very useful.
Yeah.
And especially if it's a local small business where you get to do your packing and shipping, and you guys probably aren't going to charge me the same as the corporate UPS thing. It's, my gosh, that was wild.
Absolutely not. And then also it helps that we're from the community, right? So we want to be the type of store, and we are the type of store where you can come in and drop something off and know that we will package it up for you and out. This actually happened a couple of days ago where I had a customer come in. I know her from the food truck. She comes and buys food from us all the time. She said, hey, can you come package this up for me? She just dropped it off. I packaged it up as she left. I texted her a picture of what it looked like. She gave me the thumbs up. I bought her the shipping label. I told her how much to expect. She gave me a call, paid over the phone. You know, very neighborhood, very like she can trust me and I can trust her. That's the type of business that I want to run here.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that is the kind of business that is going to be wildly successful.
I hope so.
Okay,
I
so
really do.
along those lines, you're not a Amazon return facility.
So we strategically told ourselves we didn't want to be an Amazon hub. One, because again, we want to be for the community. Working with Amazon doesn't really jive with that. Also,
and they take a big cut.
oh yeah, I ran the numbers, and to be their affiliated, I have to process about 500 returns just to break even on their fees. Which sounds great, yeah, but those don't always translate into sales, right? Just because someone comes in and drops something off doesn't mean they immediately purchase something. I mean, just ask Kohl's.
I can tell you from personal experience, because there's a UPS store less than a mile from here, and we drop off Amazon stuff, and that's it.
That's it.
So I don't do anything.
It didn't
with
really
them.
fit with the business model that I had in mind, or that we had in mind. So we don't plan on it, and we don't want to. We pay for our affiliation with UPS too, also because we don't want to work with too many. The one we're really affiliated was with FedEx. We do take all packages, but we pay UPS to come to us, and we pay the Postal Service to come to us. And
because correct me if I'm wrong, there's not a U.S. Postal Office on the east side.
There's one called ShipSafe, but it's not technically on the east side because you have to cross over onto the 380 to get to it.
Well, just off of 75,
Yeah,
there's that. There's the big postal facility, but
but there is not where
you're it.
But that's north of 75 and 380, right?
Yeah.
We're so it that people still don't know about us. So hopefully.
Well, that's why you're here. That's why you're here.
People come in, they're like, I had no idea this was here. And I mean,
these episodes get posted on McKinney Cares and promoted there. So we will do the best we can to make sure that anybody who needs what you're doing knows that you exist, because I mean, the whole mission of this podcast is to spread awareness of what's happening in our city.
Yeah.
And especially when it's meeting a need that everybody has to ship stuff.
I mean, everyone has to ship stuff. Or a notary, we can notarize stuff too.
Nice.
Mailbox rentals. A lot of people ask, why do you want a mailbox these days, right? Well, if you order a lot of things from Amazon or online shopper, especially during the holidays,
Avoid the porch pirates.
Yeah, exactly. Have them shipped to the shop and we'll take care of it for you. Also for LLCs, like if you're opening an LLC, you don't want to put your personal address because you're going to be inundated with junk mail and this and that. So if you put our address down, we get all the junk mail for you and we can cipher it for you and figure out what you want to keep.
You know, I think that what I heard you say was one of the services you offer is throwing away junk mail for people.
No, I don't want to throw it away.
It's like, hey, here's a picture. So do you want this?
Make two piles
in the trash. It's like, I will pay extra to have you filter my junk mail for me.
I will do it. If that's what you want, I'll do it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, we don't know how we actually came about it. We just thought of a service that we always use, we always need, and coincidentally, no one's filling.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, let's be the one. We still have no business in the postal industry. And I've never worked in a FedEx. And I mean, I've never owned a retail shop, just like I've never owned a food truck. But I love trying to figure things out. Like I said, I'm competitive. So if I see an obstacle or something stopping me, I can, I can manage my way around.
I think the word you're missing is, two words, until now. Or yet, because you just said things that aren't true anymore. I don't know if you realize that or not. It's like I've never run a food truck until now.
I guess.
I've never run a retail shop until now.
Yeah. I mean, we've been running our truck for 7 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Adding until now.
Until now. Yeah.
Like those two words I think are so powerful for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because the negative self-talk is every entrepreneur struggles with it. Mm-hmm. The imposter syndrome of feeling like if people knew how much I don't know, they would never do business with me.
That's right.
And it's just everybody struggles with it.
Yeah.
Or the comparison game.
Yes. Yeah. Especially with, food. Your tacos everyone compares tacos, right? It's kind of like when you see a new person moving into McKinney, what do they post? Where are the good tacos, right? Mm-hmm. So, So when someone comes into the truck and says, I've never had it before, but I've heard, I'm going to try, I get so nervous. I don't know. I'm like in my own head, like, oh my God, I hope you like it.
At what point do you hire someone to run the truck and teach them your ways and spend your time doing other things like parcel and paper or being a professional mom or whatever else? Like, what does that look like for you guys?
When we find the right person, I guess. I don't know. Well, we had played with the idea of, selling our business. But our customer base is very loyal, very loyal. Like if you haven't heard about us, like that's okay. But the people who have heard about us, I'm telling you, we have customers come every Saturday for years. Like how many restaurants can say that? We've had people hire us for their weddings and come back and say, we enjoyed the food so much. Can you make us a special dinner for our 1 year anniversary? I mean, that's happened multiple times. We've had people make us fan art because they love our food so much. We've had, we've won awards. So it's just, it's been amazing.
Well, I have to come and try it out.
Yes.
So
your truck
it's the most exclusive breakfast taco you can have in McKinney.
Your truck is parked at the far end of the market, right?
Yeah.
Near, what's that, the Delaney house?
The Davis. We're more by the Davis apartments entrance right there.
Yeah, see, I've been to your truck. I just realized that it's been several years, but I was there wandering through the market and I was like, man, I'm really hungry. And, I looked and I was like, well, this person is selling like some roasted pecans and this person's selling, but your truck was at the end of the thing. And I came over there and I was one of those guys that was like, what do you have?
Yeah.
And so.
I once had someone, when they were speaking negatively about my business, tell me like, who wants to eat tacos in the morning? Like, and that
ain't from around here.
That gave me
tacos in the morning.
So much fuel. You have no idea. That fueled me. So I still kind of like look at my husband and tell him like, who's going to eat street tacos in the morning?
So you said breakfast taco.
Yes.
But then earlier you said
street tacos.
Tacos.
So
what's the menu
reluctantly added a breakfast taco because people were just asking us for it. Like, we need something breakfasty. I'm like, okay.
What's your breakfast taco?
So the breakfast taco, it starts off with 2 corn tortillas that we dip in an oil blend that we make ourselves.
Okay.
And then we put that on the flat top alongside with the fresh cracked egg. Actually, our eggs are purchased from the farmer at the farmer's market.
I was about to say,
Yes.
Yes.
where do you get your eggs? At the farmer's market?
Yeah, we get them every morning from the vendor across from us. So when you see us, you'll be eating. You'll see him. Great guy. And then we put some mozzarella cheese on the flat grill and get it really crispy with our oil blend. And then we just kind of place it all together.
Sounds
right?
almost like a breakfast birria taco.
Yeah, but then
It's
once
kind of.
you get the tortilla, the cheese, and the egg, then we top it off with, you can do the carne asada, which we use kind of like a ribeye cut that's really thin but nicely marbled and then flame grilled and chopped up. And then we have our chicken asada, which is chicken thigh, same thing, grilled up and then chopped up.
This was a mistake, Fred.
Why
We
you
shouldn't
asked
have
that?
done this episode when I'm hungry.
And then,
I'm hungry.
so you can choose your protein, steak or chicken, onion, cilantro, and our house-made avocado sauce, our green sauce. Our green sauce is kind of what makes our food truck.
So are you guys going to be there this Saturday?
Every Saturday. We haven't missed, I can count on one hand how many Saturdays I've missed.
So where do your kids are like ages of sports teams and whatnot. Like, how do you manage being a mom with having an every Saturday commitment at the farmer's market?
Well, 2 different things. My kids have eccentric hobbies. My daughter is really into like the silks thing. So she does like aerial silks and trapeze.
Like the ribbon thing or whatever?
Like full on
where
trapeze.
She's like suspended from the air and spinning around type things.
It's
I mean,
I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to check this out.
it's
It's the difference between looking graceful or broken neck, basically. You have
it
to
makes me very nervous.
you have to wrap
So-
a leg or wrap an arm,
Oh, okay.
and then
Okay.
you know, and you get really high, and then you relax just a little bit, and you slide down. And,
Exactly. So she does that. And then she is actually part of YAG, which is the Young Actors Guild
Young
here in
Actors
McKinney.
Guild, yeah.
So she's done a couple productions. She was in Charlotte's Web. Shout out. Yay, she's doing
Yeah,
great.
there you go.
And then my son's actually really into music. And he likes making his own music. So he is on his own path where he's at home just producing music. You should see it. This
Well, I
tiny
mean,
7-year-old making songs.
Mom
It's
and dad
wild.
met at
Yeah.
art school.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. So yeah.
That's not
yeah.
really a surprise.
Yes.
But
Okay.
but when they're not doing their things, they actually enjoy working on a truck or hearing about the truck. My daughter is our best promoter. I'm telling you, she'll go to school and tell all her teachers, like, "You're gonna be there Saturday? Are you gonna be there Saturday? Like, oh we own a food truck. You should come try it." And my son too. Like he's a foodie, so
I
he
don't
loves
know
it.
what we have on Saturday morning.
Sounds like a field trip. Okay, so
Wait, there's nothing on Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
Allison, we're going to food truck.
allergy wise, do you have like gluten free, dairy free?
Oh, we are gluten free. We are,
Well, it's a
for the
corn
most part,
tortilla.
it's corn tortilla.
Okay.
We are dairy free with our sauce. We are vegan friendly and vegetarian friendly. We do this great portobello mushroom taco that's marinated in a al pastor sauce, which means achote, spices, pineapple, and it's flame grilled and chopped up. That's our answer to a pastor taco. And I wanted to make sure something vegan and vegetarian was there because I was a vegetarian for many, many years before I became a mom. And it was always really hard to go somewhere that everybody liked that had something that
That's
I
right.
also liked.
That's
That
right.
wasn't just a salad.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to eat a taco just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really important to me. So we do the steak, the chicken, and the mushroom options, and then that's it.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I'll get a crazy hair and I'll do like a slow roasted pork or something different. But for the most part, like that's it.
So basically, for a dairy person, they just say no cheese, and they're pretty much
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We can accommodate everybody and anybody. And so that, with our small, tiny little menu, which I think is great.
No, that's good though.
Now, Fred, let's hit her with that last question, shall we?
Okay. Who would win in a fight between a great white shark and a giant polar bear? The fight happens in the water, 6 feet deep, of infinite dimensions. There's no shallow, there's no shoreline, there's no edge. It's all water. Who wins that fight, the shark or the polar bear?
Shark.
That was fast.
Yeah, no, it's just quick.
Okay. Why does the shark win?
It can run. It can swim a lot faster than
Yeah.
a polar bear.
Okay.
And, yeah. And
Wow.
that's its domain, right? That's water.
where it lives,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, shark, right?
Man,
Is that right?
Turn
Is that right?
the music off.
There's no wrong answer.
There's no right answer. That is
She
the
didn't even-
shortest.
You
She
have
didn't
to
even
tell me I'm
deliberate.
right. If you don't tell me I'm right, I'll just keep thinking about this.
You're right.
Here's the thing.
You're right. In your
If
mind,
you
you're
say
right.
you're right, then you're right.
That's
Okay.
right.
And if you had chose polar bear, which is my choice, then you'd also be right. Slightly more right, probably, but still right.
But I'm Team Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred's team shark, I'm team polar bear. So, yeah. Man, this has been a wild, almost like a bipolar episode because we talked about two completely
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah. I mean,
love
hopefully that encourges everybody to come to
By
the food
commercial.
truck.
By commercial.
Yeah.
Bipolar. By commercial.
It's infomercial.
That's right.
Yeah.
Conversation mersal, if you will, if that's a word. Okay, so people can find you with a food truck at the farmer's market.
Yeah. Or on Facebook and Instagram at Real Fresh Mex
Okay.
or
And if
realfreshmex.com.
you just want to take our word for it and know that they're amazing, you can hire them for catering straight
Yes.
out. And how do people do that?
They can just contact us through our website,
Okay, which is?
realfreshmex.com.
Okay, and we'll get all that information in the show notes. Either
Perfect.
you or Mark can fill out the guest information form. I don't know if you did that or not.
I'm not sure.
Where is Parcel and Paper
Parcel and
located?
Paper is at 901 North McDonald.
Okay.
You'll see a big sign. And again, we're right on McDonald.
What's
and
the cross street?
McDonald and the 380, kind of like right across the street from like AutoZone kind of thing. Right
So
there.
if I'm
Yeah.
heading north, you're on the right-hand side?
on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So if someone's heading south on McDonald or Highway 5, you're right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And again, you can see us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Parcel and Paper Co.
Okay.
And then parcelandpaperco.com.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Come see us for all your FedEx stationery needs. For the holidays, too, we'll do great corporate gifts.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Fantastic.
And I just love the fact that if you have packages coming in and porch piracy is very
real. Or
very
have you
real.
ever had this happen where you buy a gift and it don't put it in a box? They just slap a label right on
Yes.
top of it, and then your kid sees it, and then you have to buy them another gift because that's not a gift anymore.
No, you just tell them
Yeah.
that's not for you.
Ugh.
But I don't tell them it's not for you right now.
Speak from experience. Don't let that happen to you this holiday season. Come get a mailbox.
Yes.
I love that. There's so many times when I'm like, I don't need to have that shipped to the house.
Yeah.
But Allison and I work together, so I can't have it shipped to the office
Exactly.
either. Where am I supposed to ship it?
And if you don't want to buy a mailbox, you can always just do like one package at a time, and we can just charge you a la carte.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So a Parcel and Paper. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Man, Jessica Thibodeaux, not Jessica Diaz, but Jessica Thibodeaux.
Jessica Thibodeaux.
There you
Or
go.
Thibodeaux.
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 Yeah. No, we're not going to end the episode
No.
like that. Yeah. Mark, hey, man, I know you're not here with us right now, but thank you so much
Yes,
for
thank
running the
you.
store
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you for doing what you do. Mark commented on my post, and then we messaged back and forth, and he's like, yeah, I actually can't come, but my wife can come. Is that cool? I was like, bro, I don't care. Send whoever you want to send. We just want to have a good conversation.
Yeah.
That's literally all I said.
And I
was,
have to plug Mark too, because he's trying to grow his Instagram and TikTok.
Throw it out there.
page and stuff.
What's his handle?
Mark Thibodeaux. Yeah.
Thibo?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
he's showing you how to run the store. He's check out his journey. He's writing a book. He's interesting. If you want someone interesting, shop.
you guys are a good follow. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. This has been another episode of the McKinney Podcast, celebrating what makes us unique by nature. Check them out at all those things that they just
Yeah.
mentioned. We'll put it in the show notes and the description on YouTube. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.